My spider senses are starting to tingle.
Look, this is just an informal chat. We were wondering what you were working on in your lab.
Well, I've invented a pill that gives worms to ex-girlfriends.
Right, and what's positive about that?
Well, it's a pill that gives worms to ex-girlfriends.
Well, could it also give worms to ex-boyfriends?
This is a drug for the world to give worms to ex-girlfriends.
Well, great. Thanks for stopping by.
You just don't get it here.
All right, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of This Whole Everything. Let me get this thing up right here. Welcome to the show, everybody. Jeff, say hi.
What's up, holies? That's what the fans of the show are called, right?
This holy. Yeah, you're all holies with a W.
Yeah, holies.
Holies. Holies. Welcome. Can everybody hear me? Is this working? Testing.
They could be everythingers.
Everythingers.
What's up, everythingers?
Everythingers, singer dingers. Let me get this book. I put my microphone on it. All right, they can hear me. Excellent. I do see that. Corey, hey, how's it going? Jill, Diablo Hashcraft, Fantinuum. This is a full room, everybody.
Well, all five are here. Shut the doors.
You know, when you're at home, you could be another person.
You're blowing my mind right now.
It's just wild. Two people.
When I'm at home, I am a different person because I'm on camera and I don't like it. So when I'm here, I can be myself.
That's right. So how's everything going, everybody? Obviously, you can see that ATN is not here. It's just me on camera. Jeff is right over here to my side.
Hey-o.
He's shy. Camera shy.
Yeah.
We should do a picture where we're together, and then I can just put that up also.
That's true. We should do that.
Yeah.
We'll
we
pose
can do
for
like
one.
the fake beard thing that you have going on. I like that.
I like to keep it incognito.
So patchy. Well, not like in hair, just in like gray and not gray, less gray.
It's salt and pepper. It's
salt and pepper.
It's refined.
That's right. It's refined. So how was your week?
It was fine.
It was
I'm pretty uneventful.
You didn't have to work as much. You had that crick in your neck, so you were out one day.
I think we covered that on the last episode. That was all last week.
It's all blending together now.
I've worked every day this week.
Oh, starting yesterday?
Well, yeah, I mean, I had one day off. It's true.
I had 4 tires replaced yesterday. It was my day off. I actually got a day off.
And yet, here you were.
And yet here I was at work doing the work I was supposed to do the day before. But it was mostly I was here because I had to get 4 tires changed on my car. Basically, the accident really messed up my alignment, and the tires were the one basically was flat, and I had to get it towed twice because I'm an idiot. And when it's offering you the different places on your phone that you can have your car taken to, I just pressed one in Berkeley since there were like 2. I guess I pressed the one that wasn't the tire store. And
now this was what with the AAA app?
No, well, I guess it's all right. So it wasn't something I downloaded. Mm-hmm. You call, you're on the weekend, you're talking to a fake person.
This is AAA though.
AAA, yeah. And then when they're not understanding what I'm saying because I'm in a street and buses are going by and everything, they send me to someone that's going to be able to help me, and that person is another robot.
Typical.
So, I mean, I'm trying to enunciate, really pronouncing.
Well, here we are in the age of Ultron. Just evil robots ruining our day.
That's right. Well,
so the robot wasn't smart enough to only offer you locations that had the ability to fix what your problem was.
Well, I
assume
did tell them I had a tire problem,
right?
But
come on, robot.
Man,
you're on the internet. I know they can hear me right now. All robots are on the internet all the time. Yeah. They're learning from us. Well, they should be learning from this.
If you start saying really bad things, they will find out and block you within 5-10 minutes usually.
On what?
On this platform.
Wow, really bad things.
They have certain words that they're like
ass.
Yeah, ass. Oops.
Uh-oh.
So, before we go,
come get me.
Come get comic books tomorrow. Have a good night.
We've just been asked right out of the internet.
Ass. What is this? I don't even know what's going on here. New shoes. Very good.
New shoes.
I think of Twin Peaks when I hear new shoes. Exactly.
Yeah. Who does? New shoes.
That's a
we're the best Leo stuff in the entire series,
and that's late in the second season. Right?
Besides, This Is Where We Live, Shelley. That's pretty good stuff too.
I've never seen that.
This is where when he's telling her about cleaning up and
wait, what part?
Leo. He's just a psycho. Anytime he's talking to Shelley and is crazy, you smoke one brand of cigarettes from now on, Shelley.
He's all what? Well, I like how he's like Leo's like. Help me, come over here and help me understand something. Is what he said. You think, all right, this guy's
perfectly reasonable.
He's braiding his hair, and he looks like
but he's
braiding, but he pulls it back.
He's drinking creme de menthe straight out of the bottle, like some kind of mint liqueur, green or maybe melon ball, like something green liqueur right out of the bottle. And he's like, "Come over here for a second." What a creep.
Come over here and help me understand something. And then he's like, you only smoke one brand. He's a jerk, and how dare he say that kind of thing, but he's dead right about what he's talking about at that moment.
What?
I mean, she's not the one smoking the cigarette. It's Bobby. They're cheating on him. He's right. He's just
It's true. He's a sharp detective.
Maybe the world's greatest.
Whoa. Leo Johnson as Batman. I can see that.
I want you to know that Jill B. Pills says Leo is perfectly creepy.
Yeah. Yes. Perfectly.
Yeah, and that's later. I mean, he's good. He grows on you too. I mean, you kind of root for him.
What? You never root for him.
He didn't
Leo?
Deserve.
Yes, he did.
All right.
Yes, he did.
At times, he deserved his outcome. But he didn't deserve it that way, is what I'm saying. Look, that wasn't a righteous situation that happened there.
He may have gotten spider powers for all we know. We don't know.
Well,
we don't know what happened in that cabin at the end of that show.
Yeah, exactly.
Anything might have happened. There were spiders. They may have been radioactive. Wyndham Earl is crazy. We know that much.
That's right.
He played a flute.
Hey, everybody. Anybody listening to the show on YouTube? Oh, wait, that's the only thing we're on.
We got spoilers. We got Twin Peaks spoilers coming hot and heavy, so watch yourself.
Actually, I saw a breakdown listed on YouTube of
that
season 3.
That 4-hour
4 hours,
Twin
yeah.
Peaks
It has to be 4
explained
hours.
video. Yeah, no, thank you.
I recommend any of the podcasts that had Jeff Lemire on. And I can't remember what the name of it is, but there's only a couple really out there that are worthwhile. And he's on them like 2 times. And he's on the last episode where he's talking about the last episode. And it was a pretty good breakdown. I thought it was good.
Of season 3? Or I'm
season
sorry,
3, yeah.
The Return. There is no
Whatever
season
you wanna
3.
call it, yeah. I'm calling it whatever. Yeah, season. The David Lynch ones.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, they the full Lynch Peaks.
Yeah. Oh man, I should do an opening with some Twin Peaks stuff. But I like to make everybody suffer. And I don't want to just choose like, choice bits that, everybody really is
that people
into.
like.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no.
You have to suffer like we've suffered. And that's why I never tell people to not watch all of Twin Peaks, because how dare they get the choice to not have to suffer through what is, some of the worst television in history.
Yeah, no, I feel the opposite way. If I'm trying to help someone enjoy Twin Peaks, I'm definitely going to make sure they don't watch any of that Civil War bullshit. My least favorite storyline in all of Twin Peaks.
I love how you hate that one the most. And
that's the worst.
It might be more offensive to me.
I think because I kind of want to like. Ben Horn is Ben Horn is a really good villain up until that point when it becomes a stupid cartoon that doesn't make sense.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, it goes along with Jacoby being a terrible doctor. That part is true to form.
Well, we knew that in the very beginning.
Right, exactly. But I think it just ruined Ben for me, and I was pissed about it. Like the stuff with James and Evelyn, I already hated James always. So no, anything that James did was going to be a bummer.
Continuum has nightmares still of that backwards talking guy.
Oh yeah, the man.
Wait, what's his real name? He's the.
I don't know, but he's crazy.
In season 3, or The Return, he is named something. He's the something, like the tree, or
he's the arm.
The arm. That's what.
Yeah.
So there you go. He's not a little person. He's an arm.
Yeah.
The arm. Anyway, that's your dose of Twin Peaks for the day.
Yeah.
Woo. Yeah.
Peaks talk.
Peaks talk.
Damn fine Peaks talk.
Damn fine. Mighty good. Damn fine. Whatever. Hey, Glitter and Duct Tape has shown up. Hello. Welcome. We are just talking about Twin Peaks. You can tell us your favorite moments in the chat, or if after the fact, you can tell us your favorite moments of Twin Peaks, or better yet, maybe you don't like a certain thing in Twin Peaks.
Yeah, maybe your thing is
count. You got to be a little bit more specific.
Maybe your favorite thing is because this is a comic book show, so you might love Nadine getting super strength.
She gets strong. Boom. And she's an older woman with a younger man too.
A really younger man, yeah. A high school boy.
Dude, that guy looks like he was held
Yikes!
back.
Well, yeah,
that's his second year.
No question. At least second, but still, it's a little.
Washington in the 80s. I mean, what legal age to get married's got to probably be like 16 or something like that.
Maybe I don't know. I can't really speak to Washington. I don't have that much experience. But you're probably right.
You get away with a lot of stuff.
It's mostly some very rural stuff going on up there. So
Jill forgets that Mike was in high school. He wasn't in high school long. He was.
Oh, he's been in high school for a long time.
Well, he was. Yeah, exactly. I mean, on the show. Well, he was there, and then
he's just the muscle for Bobby. Bobby
forever.
Can't be a drug dealer by himself. He needs a little backup. He needs a little muscle.
And Fantinuum likes the Sherilyn Fenn when she's Audrey's doing the stem, the cherry stem, to
Sure.
prove her worth at a brothel, I guess.
Yes, everyone
Gentlemen's
loves high school kids and their sexual escapades.
Hell yeah, especially with a
Clearly.
little kitty face in front. It's great.
Yeah, what's sexier than a high school girl almost having sex with her father? That's hot.
Well, that's not hot.
I mean, that is, yeah.
That's very scary and a horrible situation she's put herself in.
Yeah.
But she didn't think that was going to happen.
Well,
probably
she
thought it
didn't
was gonna
think.
be
That was the
something.
problem, Uel.
That's right. So before you start working in brothels, I want you to remember.
Before
You
you
might
start
have to service
snooping
your
around in brothels, she wasn't even trying to. She was trying to snoop. She thought she was so
She was
smart.
the new girl, and we already had seen, many episodes prior that Jerry and Ben, they go and
They break them in,
they break them in. They flip.
and they are not checking IDs. HR at One Eye Jacks is not exactly on the up and up. They're not filing all the appropriate paperwork when they are trafficking high school children in their brothel.
Well, I mean, they were,
Good guys, though.
yeah,
Good guys.
Good guys. They like good food and everything like that.
Oh, who doesn't love cheese and bread?
That's the greatest part, man. If you can't I mean, what a piece of crap those guys are. And they're like eating the bread, and then they say the thing like, oh, you know what it reminds us of? That's the best part, because are they twins?
No.
They're not even twins. They just share the same brain, basically, and libido and kink.
Well, at least until Jerry really gets into the connoisseur cannabis later on.
Yeah. Third season again. So let me
Anyways.
see. Hold on. I'm just gonna read this chat. Imagine getting that message. What message? I don't remember. Okay, very good. They could be yeah. So glitter and duct tape's like let's see, what does it say? I'll remember that. Good advice as far as the brothel, working in the brothel. You might have to hang out with your dad or something. That's not good. All right, let me do this really quick, guys. Say something, Jeff.
What? Something?
Yeah, I'm going to stop this cam.
Oh, I see.
I'm going to put a banner out.
You're saying fill some time.
Do you guys like it better with the words that are showing? Or, I think the other way is a little bit more obtrusive in the whole red, or you get it a little bit better this way.
Can you understand the words that are coming out of my banner?
Well, it's just like it doesn't take up so much of the space also. All right.
Well, when it's just you got nothing but space, right?
Yeah. So did you read any comics that you, not any that we're going to review. Did you read any comics that, you would like to talk about? You read some Supernovas, right?
I did. I read some Supernovas. Jonathan Hickman talked about some Q&A that I was reading with him where they asked what are some essential reads for your X-Men run? Like, what should people bone up on or whatever? And he was like, I'm taking from everything, so really there's nothing that you need to especially read, but I really think that Mike Carey's run is underappreciated, and specifically Supernovas, there's some great stuff in there that he said that he felt was underserved, like by writers that came after Mike Carey. So expect that he's going to, and he already has in the first issue of X-Men. In X-Men #1, he already did when we were trying to figure out what that woman from the vault was all about.
Oh, she's in.
That's what that was all about. Well, she's not, but the vault as a concept is from that book, and they are like post-humans. They're like hyper evolved, artificially evolved humans. I'm only have read 2 issues of it so far, so I haven't cracked the code, but I can see how it is related to what's happening in
You're all
Dawn
into
of
the
X.
X-Men, aren't you?
You mean Dawn of X?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you're reading an old ass, not really heralded X-Men run of Mike Carey, although great artwork, good characters in there.
The first 2 issues both were by Chris Bacalo.
Or Bachelot, or Bachelot, or Bachelot, or whatever. He's amazing.
Any way you say it,
Yeah.
he's great.
Yeah, he's great. And
He's been great since the Shade days.
Shade days were so good. I love those.
And probably before that. That's just the first time I saw him.
The first time I saw him was when he did that Sandman fill-in with Lita Hall and
oh, right.
and what's his name?
I forgot about that. He did that?
So Sandman is firmly entrenched in the DC universe and always has been. It's more like with the Earth 2, I think it is. And that's the Justice Society back when it's like a 1940s superhero universe on Earth, basically. So that's where, Hitler's still alive and we're fighting the Nazis. Or actually, I think America's technically not in it yet. So that's where the Justice Society is kind of getting involved. And they're not technically supposed to. So, there's all sorts of stuff like that. And if you want to read more about that, you can dig in the back issue bin for All-Star Squadron. I highly recommend
Jerry
those.
Conway?
No, I think it's Roy Thomas.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
And there's a lot of, oh, God, I can't remember who all the different people that work on the book.
Yeah, Roy Thomas.
If you need a World War II story,
he had a big
he's your man.
Golden Age fetish.
Yeah, he did. Yeah. He was the Golden Age and the Silver Age. But Roy Thomas is great. He just recently did that first issue of a Savage Sword of Conan. That one was very well written. I shouldn't say written, like I've read the entirety of it. Sure. I'm about 3/4. So I probably read about 16 pages of the 20. And I'm really enjoying it. I'm just kind of like picking up, reading a couple pages, and then, doing what I'm supposed to do.
Nice.
But yeah, it's in the office. So, let's talk about a couple comics. Why don't we? Let me just. Oh wait! I wanted to ask you seriously though. So you're all in when it comes to the X-Men Dawn of X stuff, right?
Yes. I'm fully invested. I've said this on previous episodes. I have faith in Hickman. I said I in the past I've said I want to believe. Those days are over. And I believe. I'm all in. As soon as I'll tell you what it was. When Marauders #1 came out and I saw the you had your classic Hickman title page spread. The Tom Muller tying it all together. But right here.
Let me get that on. Hold on a sec. Okay, good. Excalibur. So this is coming out tomorrow, everybody.
Top line right there.
Jonathan Hickman, head of X. Or 10. Whatever that may be.
Head of 10.
Head of 10.
No, it's head of X, but it's
the artwork in this is very nice too.
Sure, but I'm not. I was using that as an example. I was talking about last week when I saw that in the Marauders, and I was like, I've been thinking, how much oversight are they actually giving him, and knowing the kind of stories that he writes. I mean, the nature of them. It's usually very meticulously planned. And that head of X thing gave me great confidence that this whole thing is going somewhere and Yeah, maybe all of these pieces won't be integral to the entirety of whatever story he's trying to tell, but like he has built this new paradigm for the X-Men, and like I don't think he's gonna let people fuck it up.
Nice. And just to further kind of like support the series, the entirety of the Dawn of X, Marauders #1 sold out, and I got to admit, I didn't. So we had a lot of customers. We were talking to people as House of X and Power of 10 were ending, and we were getting people onto X-Men, but people were kind of, I'll see how it is, but they're not saying that they wanted to be put down for it. So we were kind of like in the same situation as we were going into House of X. Now, I did order extra Marauders, but even still, it wasn't enough to meet demand. But Excalibur is going to be the same situation, except I was able to reorder more #1s, which will probably be in next week. And if you want one of these titles, I highly recommend you let us know up front, because of the main cover of Excalibur, 17 copies were taken, just like that. That's for I can't feel that anything that Jonathan Hickman is writing is, if he's not writing the book, I don't feel as invested in a title necessarily. Even if he's overseeing it, I'm not sure if it's something. I don't know. It's tough to put my faith in it even still. I feel like with Marvel, they like to just put so many things out. But I did like Marauders. And Excalibur on the first few pages that I've read seemed really good. And like I said, the art and the 2 books have been good, and we've got New Mutants to look forward to.
Oh, yes.
So again, if this is something that piques your curiosity, I highly recommend that you get us. Look at that. See, there you go. The opening scene, the artwork seemed a little different than as the
I haven't read all of this issue. I've that's Excalibur, right?
Yeah,
that just
Excalibur.
Yeah.
You didn't know what you put up.
I thought so. I was just trying to get that title page with the credits.
Is the Mark Bagley alternate cover. It was damaged. That's why we felt very confident to open
just
this
flip
book
it around
like crazy.
But yeah, those Bagley covers are very unexciting. I mean, there's a lot of characters on there.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be more excited by that cover. That, like, if that was George Perez, I'd be eating it up. But
at least give me some Bradshaw or somebody like that. That would be good.
That would be good. He's working on something
Adams.
big, though, apparently, because like he just tweeted about how he or maybe
Big
it was on
mainstream
Facebook,
or Big Image,
something where he had turned down some kind of offer from DC.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Nick Bradshaw.
Nick
right?
Bradshaw.
Nick Bradshaw. Okay, cool. Let's talk about some comics. What do you think? Sounds good.
Yes.
All right. Let's see. All right, we got that. Looks pretty good. It's not so bad. So Hulk 25. Just to let everybody know, I did not read this issue. If I was to understand going in, this was the beginning of a new story arc or a new avenue as far as the character's concerned.
It's weird because at the end of the last issue 24, it kind of was the end of the story. Have you been you've been reading it?
I've been reading. I read,
but like so Shadow Base and General Fortean, you know how he's been kind of hunting the Hulk basically this whole time.
Yeah, definitely.
And then like
we have the reporter also with him.
Sure, yeah, exactly.
And we've been seeing a lot of different Hulk people.
We've got Betty, Betty and Rick. Rick got separated from the Abomination thing.
Oh, he did. Yeah. I saw that So that was what happened in issue 18. The Abomination is awesome looking. He's like a face with fingers, and it's like a claw, and it's crazy looking.
Yeah,
and
that's like around his face.
It's nuts. But here we have like some space stuff going on, right?
Yeah. So at the very end of the last issue, it kind of there was this scene that was kind of a denouement at the end of that other story that kind of kicked off this. But then this kind of throws you in right in the middle of something that you have no idea what's going on. This is an entirely different narrative with this weird, like, futuristic narrator where you're like, what even is this? We have no idea. And then as you get through it, you come to realize that, oh, this is actually like the crazy far future, which is what, like, at the end of that book of issue 24, it like flash forwards to like the crazy end of all things, where Bruce Banner is set to become the new Galactus, essentially, because he's like the last part. You know how Galactus was the last dude left alive at the end of the universe in the previous iteration of the universe, and then he merged with the universe and became the Galactus of our universe. I'm not making this up. This is
holy cow.
You have to blame Jack Kirby for this shit.
You might not be able to see this right now, but all these images are just like super phallic. Going crazy in this thing.
What the future aliens?
I guess that's what. Is that it? What those are? Those are necks and heads.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Anyway, cool. So
yeah, it's wild, man. And so this is crazy far future, and then at the end of this issue, it comes back around to the past. Spoiler alert! But like it kind of this was just
the far past.
This was just I think our time.
Mm-hmm. So there's just a one.
So this was like just a one issue thing. It seems like it. This was just like an in between arcs. Like the next arc is going to start and feature the leader. Maybe
I don't know. I think it's a different artist also, but I'm not.
Well,
sure.
this was a different artist.
This wasn't Bennett.
This was not Bennett.
Oh,
Bennett did 24. And like I said, that was basically the end of that story. And then now we're starting a new story. And this is kind of the in-between. It's wild.
Hard temperito, give me hyper-diarrhea. Hard temperito, give me hyper-diarrhea. Whoa, give me hyper-diarrhea. Whoa, give me hyper-diarrhea. Whoa, give me hyper-diarrhea.
Yeah, oh, definitely. All the classic hokey tropes, like lots of psychology, digging into past trauma, but then there's also this weird demonic force that we don't understand.
My spider senses are starting to tingle.
Look, this is just an informal.
you gotta be kidding me! It's
What?
They're all. Why is the high-tech burrito song on? Again, holy cow. Well, at least I saw it this time.
And it's off now?
Yeah, it's off now. Sorry, guys. Well, anyway, Hulk good.
Free advertisement for High Tech Burrito.
Yeah, thanks for letting us know. Sorry I didn't see it this fast. The whole song. I love that song, though. What are you going to do?
It's a great song.
Yeah.
Where is Eugene?
Oh, I don't know. All right, everybody. Spider-Man. This is number 32. It's the beginning of a new storyline. Nick Spencer writes it. Patrick Gleason is the artist. I have been waiting for this for a long time. He was doing Superman the last time I read.
Most recently, yeah. I mean, he's DC. Done everything good, though.
They even talk about him in the letters page. Hey, we stole him away from our distinguished competition.
Oh, classic.
Yeah. Here we have a beginning where we see Spider-Man 2099.
Ooh.
He's in our time still.
Miguel. Still?
And people have got him.
Peter David just won't let him go home.
Yeah, they won't. So he's being he's being put under. They're going to extract whatever information or whatever they need from him.
Yikes! Who is?
And yeah, exactly. The guys in the shadows.
Oh.
We get caught up with Peter Parker. He is at school. He is doing scholarly things.
Wait,
in an
like
attempt
studying? He's
he
trying
has
to get that
because, yeah, exactly.
legitimate doctorate that
Exactly. That he stole, basically. Or plagiarized. He plagiarized Doc Ock stuff when Doc Ock was in his body doing all that work.
because
But
Doc
now
Ock
that
didn't want to do he'd come up with some fresh work. He just cribbed from his own previous material.
Exactly. So when Peter Parker got back in the body and after his company went to crap, Ola, he basically got taken out of his situation where he was a professor.
He was big time.
He was big time, but then he wasn't.
Right.
But then he got a job. Oh no, he got a job at the paper is what happened. He was like the science editor, and then he got kicked out of that because he plagiarized and anyway. So he's kind of a loser again, and he's back at school.
That old Parker luck.
And then here we have his sister, his newly found sister.
Huh?
Yeah, she was from that
Twin sister.
Mark Waid one. Marvel was doing original graphic novels when we first opened. And one of them they did was a Mark Waid Spider-Man with Gabriel Del Otto doing the art.
I hate to tell you, but Marvel is still doing original graphic novels.
Are they?
Yeah, those Thanos ones still keep coming out.
Yeah, they do actually. But those anyway, she was introduced as his sister.
Wait, whoa. I'm sorry. Who is his sister?
I can't remember. Teresa. She was on the run from like S.H.I.E.L.D. And I can't remember the reason why. It was kind of not a great story. But when Chip Zdarsky started writing Peter Parker Spider-Man, he brought her back and kind of, with a little bit of finagling, kind of made the character worthwhile.
All right. Way to go, Chip.
Way to go, Chip. But in doing so, they've pretty much guaranteed that this is his sister.
Guarantee.
Until she isn't, or until she dies, or until whatever. But
sister.
She's his sister. And
from another mister or same mister?
I don't remember, dude. This is an okay issue. Yeah.
Does he not remember her because of Mephisto?
No. He
just doesn't have great memories of back then. He doesn't really remember his parents, does he?
Dude, I can't. Yeah. There's a lot of... Damn, Spider-Man. Peter Parker, he's not the greatest guy in the world, really.
No.
Peter Parker is going to get in more student loan debt. That will be the last arc of Nick Spencer's. It will be a big crossover.
Just call Tony. It's fine.
No, that doesn't work.
Dan Slott's writing Iron Man. Dan Slott loves Peter Parker. He'll call him up and be like, ask Dan Slott if I could have the money, Tony. Tony's like, fine, I'll ask him.
No. See, this is the thing. Tony Stark is going to own, Tony Stark's going to become a cash loan kind of guy in the future. And so Peter Parker is going to be in student loan debt, and this will be a big multi-company crossover event to kick off the end of Nick Spencer's Spider-Man run. Kind of like War of the Realms.
Marvel Refi, where all of the Marvel characters are refinancing their student loan debt through Tony Stark's loan company. I love it.
It's great. So that look for that, because Nick Spencer's totally down with that stuff.
And then look out for that Marvel 2099 balloon payment, because that's when it all drops. They're all going to have to pay everything back in 2099.
And this issue of Spider-Man, with the Spider-Man 2099, is exactly what this issue is doing. It's leading into a very, very minor event that's going on, and only through the Spider-Man titles. And there'll be side one-shots and stuff like that.
What is this event called?
It's 2099 is in trouble. I don't know what the real name of the thing is, but
so that's happening now, and then there's the 2020 event that's coming up?
This one is only 2 months, it looks like, November and December. It's going from Amazing Spider-Man 33 to Amazing Spider-Man 36. This is 32, so this is a prelude. And there's going to be a 2099 Alpha and a 2099 Omega, with a little bit of other things going on in between. Which
is Peter David involved?
Again, if Hickman was involved and was doing the whole thing, you'd be in.
I mean, yeah, I guess.
So,
well, if that would be a
involved,
real test. If Hickman took over Spider-Man, I feel like Dan Slott.
You could write him well.
I feel like Dan Slott, like basically, he has written Spider-Man. He was in the Avengers.
I know. That's the next book we're going to talk about.
But oh yeah, the Spider-Man Full Circle.
Yeah.
Right.
I just finished.
I didn't read it.
Yeah, I did. I won't spoil it too much, but
good Hickman.
It's fun. It's really good Hickman. There's some real the standout thing about this book is the artwork. You got Chris Bachalo, Greg Smallwood. If you are a fan of Mark Bagley, he actually does really good stuff at the end. Yeah. The Smallwood really stands out and is probably the most humorous with the situation. Here he is flying in space in a new spacesuit. I love that. Looks really cool. It's a very cartoony feel, and you could see Peter Porker there with him, and then his suit kind of like balloons up as he enters gets in the water out of the atmosphere. Anyway, there's some really good artwork. Mike Allred does stuff. You have good writers in here. The idea behind this is that Jonathan Hickman, Jerry Duggan, Nick Spencer, Kelly Thompson, Al Ewing, Chip Zdarsky, and Jason Aaron all took parts of this book and passed it off to other people, and the other people try to put a narrative together connecting the beginning to the end, and then there's a little bit of mashup with some of the people at the end. I love it. Give it a little
good
bit
jam. It's a real jam.
Continuity. Yeah.
Hickman
wrote the very beginning,
and Hickman was like, he tweeted about it and said he was like, that was so much fun, we're going to do this every year.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's really true.
Yeah.
But I want to.
I like this book. I thought it was really good. Number one, the artwork was excellent. I don't know who Rachel Stott is, but her part in this was really good. I liked all this werewolf stuff that was going on.
I'm seeing Mike Allred.
Oh, yeah. I have a customer. He likes anything werewolf. I have to make sure to pull these for him. Because there's AIM and Nick Fury's in it. It's not continuity based, so you can read it and not have to worry about it connecting with anything else like 2099.
What me worry?
Different company again.
Sorry, different company.
Different
nice one.
Company, yeah. Well, anyway, if you're a fan of Spider-Man, this was actually really good. Let me. Who else? Kelly Thompson. Yeah, I think of all the new people that Marvel hired on somewhat exclusively, I think Kelly Thompson was my favorite. Like she did that really good New Mutants that I liked. She did Mr. and Mrs. X, and that didn't suck at all. But like Rosenberg was at the same time, and I'm not a fan of his really. And I think Al Ewing. I kind of like Al Ewing. I don't know if he was exclusive, but
I like Al Ewing a lot.
Pretty strong.
He has done a lot of good. Like he's worked on some stuff that I obviously don't care about at all, like some of those weekly Avengers things.
That's how I feel about Donny Cates also. He does good stuff, but I don't care at all about the characters he's writing.
Well, I always like Silver Surfer.
Well, all right. Silver Surfer's fine, but I think he's...
But yeah, no, but that's the thing is that's how I know he's good. Because I'm like, I have no reason to ever read a book about Thanos. I don't like Thanos. I don't like books about villains. We talk about this all the time.
Yeah.
But that was a very entertaining book. I think that was where he first, and his Doctor Strange stuff was good, and I always liked Doctor Strange. So
his Doctor Strange was good. There was, again, we've talked about it before, but that one little thing about resurrecting all of Las Vegas.
Yeah, that was him.
That was him. Yeah, I do. Well,
I guess I forgive that.
I think it was him. That was like when he just first went on. See, that's the thing about Marvel, and that's why I always get a little frustrated, even with Jonathan Hickman again. they're just so willing to go overboard, you know.
Oh yeah. They like.
I mean, do you trust?
They're out there like just scanning the horizon with the heat vision goggles, and if they see just the slightest dab of orange, that like, ooh, there's a little heat right there. Let's just open fire with 6 Gatling guns worth of content and just annihilate any interest in that with saturation of product.
But
It's
not
nuts.
Silver Surfer. That was well done. 5 issues. It's over. It's coming tomorrow, guys.
Well, yeah, I mean,
if I'm not mistaken, 5 issues.
Yeah, I don't know. I know the last issue or the new issue is coming tomorrow. It looks great.
Yeah,
Tread more. You can't.
Don Cates.
But yeah, his. I mean, they did it with the Venom thing, obviously, like and Carnage. Like they just completely. It's been a long build. This Venom thing, like go back to the Tom Hardy movie, which was what, like 2 years ago?
Yeah, I guess so, yeah.
Like that was the ramp up. And then all this Carnage, and it's just so much.
And then there's Carnage Scream, and then there's Carnage.
Oh yeah, they just went full throttle with the Carnage.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't
Maximum Carnage.
It was Maximum Carnage, yeah. Or Absolute, actually.
It's Maximum Absolute Carnage.
I can't wait to get the Absolute Carnage edition.
Oh no, that's a different company.
Oh, darn it. Oh, anyway, let's go on to previews of comics coming tomorrow, everybody. All right, first up, remember I sold out of Marauders. Here's Excalibur. This is the my last one of the regular covers right here.
Osrar.
Is that who? Mahmoud Osrar?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Teenie Howard is writing it. She is popular this week as far as Marvel books are concerned.
Oh yeah, Death's Head 4.
Death's Head 4. I think
4,
is that
5.
a 6-ish? I don't know. She's doing that. She's also doing this Doctor Strange annual that's coming out tomorrow. It also has Pishat Stock. That's the guy who wrote Infidel. Anyway, Excalibur. I've got alternate covers with Bagley and Del Mundo.
Oh yeah, that Jubilee Del Mundo cover is what's
So if you want to get one of those instead, we're going to limit one copy of Excalibur to each person.
Ooh.
All right, Doctor Strange.
It's a commodity.
So we've got Teenie Howard
Doctor
writing
Strange.
it. Who's this artist? Andy McDonald. Don't look at that. That's a Geico ad, everybody. Please. I don't know. It looks okay. It looks like it's a Halloween-based story. That's cool.
Timely Comics.
Timely Comics. That's a different company.
No, that's the same company.
Oh, that's sorry. Anyway, then we have a backup story. If you're a Doctor Strange fan, check this out. But this next book you're going to have to pick up. It is Fantastic Four Grand Design. If you saw X-Men, the Grand Design that was written and drawn by Ed Piskor, this time Fantastic Four is going to be written and drawn by a gentleman named Tom Scioli. I think that's how you say his name. Looks like it's the same style of paper, old style of paper.
Matte finished.
Look, you got, is that the In-Betweener? I can't remember which one that is. So it's going to be super cosmic. Oh, man, this looks awesome. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah,
this is like muddy, like an old comic book got smudged up, too. There might be some people that'll be like, but this looks very classic. Oh, my gosh. All right, yeah, it's only 2 issues. There's going to be 3 different covers for this one. So here we have Ed Piskor. He did this one. And then we have the Scioli covers. This is nice. This is him doing all the classic corner boxes. And then we have the classic part where the Fantastic Four decide that they're gonna join forces after the horrific tragic accident.
I love the like slightly off color
Yeah.
printing. Oh, it's so good.
Mhm.
Looks
This is
so
great,
cool.
guys. Even if you're not a Fantastic Four fan, I really think if you're a fan of comic books, this will be one that you're gonna. Oh man, small panels like this,
So small.
I
Look at
love
it.
this. This is so great. I mean, you get to like sit down and actually. This is going to be more like how it used to be, but it's today. See, it can happen. This is going to be great. You should check it out. You're going to get a lot of history.
The
of
comics
Marvel
of
Universe. This is
yesterday.
the way to go.
Today.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Next up, we've got Pink Lemonade. Did I put both covers? Nope, just this cover. This is a cover drawn by Jim Rugg, but the artist and series creator and writer is a guy named Nick Cagnetti. And I've been following him on Instagram, and he did an Indiegogo that I did not fund, but
Tisk.
I know, tisk. I didn't fund it. Well, sometimes you can only fund so many.
No, it's definitely
But
true.
I thought I knew this was going to be printed up, so I'd be getting it in the store. And it looks really super cool. And the fact that he got Jim Rugg to do this cover, I Instagrammed as the store, Fantastic Comics on Instagram. I'll get that up there. You can follow us on Patreon, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter as under Fantastic Comics.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
All platforms, baby.
Yeah, exactly, all platforms. And yeah, so anyway, I saw his Indiegogo, and I knew I was going to be ordering this for the store. But there is a second issue up on Indiegogo that you can support right now. So if you are into, I'm going to call it small press, definitely self-published stuff. This is a really good-looking book, and I don't even need to know really much about it. It just looks so super cool.
It does look cool.
Yeah. All right. Tales from the Dark Multiverse. This is the death of Superman. You can see, let me get that off there. Let me get that off. Hold on a second. You can see Superman down at the bottom. He's dead yet again. The Dark
Classic
Multiverse.
Superman.
How do you describe the Dark Multiverse? There's 52 universes, and then there's 52 negative universes.
Yeah, they're like the trash universes. So like there's a guy at the multiversal forge who is creating universes in the multiverse, and there's a certain level of quality. There's like the Mendoza line, and if your universe isn't up to snuff, then you get tossed in the garbage pile. And the garbage pile universes still keep functioning in eternal despair and misery, generating nightmare people. And they sometimes escape up into our multiverse, which is all nothing but happy goodness.
So in this one, Superman still died. But we're going to get a different take on it altogether.
It's going to be darker, I bet. It's going to be like he died, and then because of that,
I like
everything
the
went
fact
wrong.
That they're using this Tempest Fugonaut character that we saw in Sideways.
Who? Sideways?
Sideways was a
that
character.
Rocafort book with
Exactly.
Spider-Man in it?
Yeah, he was Spider-Man.
Teleporting Spider-Man.
So there was a miniseries event, 4 issues, I do believe, called maybe it was 6 issues. Was it 7 issues? Dark Knight's Metal.
Oh, yeah. 6,
And
7,
in that, is that the one where all this crap happened?
Yeah.
And spawning from that, we had a bunch of new series, and only the Terrifics is still going on.
How they all said like from Dark Knight
from the pages of,
and I'm like, these characters were never in there. I don't know how they were from Dark Knight's but it's because there was some mysterious cosmic metal. The plot of Dark Knight's Metal is completely beyond my capacity to
there was like an
comprehend.
Earthquake or a volcano that erupted in Gotham City, and Sideways was there when that happened before he was Sideways. And he developed powers
because he got exposed to one of these weird metals. There are all these weird metals. There was like the nth metal,
and like the Terrifics, they were all stuck together. Like they couldn't
Right,
leave
they
each
couldn't
other
leave
or
each
else
other,
something
right,
bad.
yes.
I don't even think they could leave each other is what happened. And Mr. Terrific is like a real loner kind of guy. Except now he's hanging out with Miss Terrific from a different universe.
Ooh,
And
fair
where
play.
her husband died.
Turnabout is fair play.
That's right. Anyway,
he's way into fair play. In case you
he's
guys
way into
didn't
fair
know
play.
that.
He's a great Terrific. Anyway, Jeff Loveness and Brad Walker are doing this. It's a prestige book. I'm going to mess this one up.
Brad Walker.
Anyway, yeah, Tevin Fusionaut is in the beginning, and I've seen him pop up in a couple of other things also. So he's kind of like one character that was, I don't know.
So wait, he's from Sideways, you're saying?
Yeah, he's from Sideways. That's where he's introduced.
Okay.
Oh, look at Superman's fighting Doomsday. This is good Brad Walker. I'm really, oh, damn. Oh, he died. Where were you?
Spoiler.
Where were you when you read Superman 75? How old were you? Did you read that back then? Was it much later?
Yeah.
Did you buy it like everybody else?
I was like on my way out / really already gone from superhero comics and had moved on to more mature and adult fare as I was a sophisticated teen at the time. So like I wasn't real. I was like, oh, this is whatever. So I didn't. I bought it. Of course I bought it. Probably still in a poly bag in my basement, disintegrated in New Jersey.
That will never disintegrate, those poly bags.
No, the bag is
Never.
probably fine. The comic inside is not so great.
Oh man, I loved it. The first thing I opened that up, I got the armband that pulled it out, put the pin,
Wrapped it
on.
around your head.
Oh yeah, totally.
Yeah, no, I didn't. I
loved that book. It was so hilarious.
I bought it out of an obligation of some kind, where I was like, yeah, I'm here at the comic store. But I was like, I felt like I was better than that. I was better than Dan Jurgens' Superman by that point.
Did you ever hear how they got around to wanting to kill Superman? They had those writer retreats, and I think
Sure.
I don't remember who it was. It was probably like Louise Simonson, I think, but maybe not. It might have been like Dan Jurgens. But it's him and her, and I'm sure Eddie Berganza was there.
Oh boy,
probably. I don't know. Maybe it was anyway.
Hide the ladies.
Yeah. Someone was like, well, why don't we just kill Superman? And then they did it. The 90s.
Hell yeah.
All right. So Superman,
It was in all the newspapers
oh, yeah.
when they killed him.
Dude.
It was in the USA Today. It was
was
on the TV news.
It was on the TV news. I mean, were we so starved for entertainment
That
we cared about a comic?
but like that event, like that is what Bill Jamis Marvel was always shooting for. That
Every issue.
they like everything. He always wanted to have a Death of Superman style, like mainstream media event. Like everybody's going, "Oh my God, can you believe they're killing Superman?" And now everyone's talking about it. He was like that. That's what he always wanted for everything.
Do you think there could ever really be anything like that again? I mean, Captain America died. That was a big deal.
I mean, it was a big
happens,
deal, but yeah, each time it happens, it's less and less.
I mean, DC
and less.
restarted their New 52. That was a big deal, but Rebirth was solid, but it's not the same as New 52.
Oh no, because it was like a soft reboot.
Yeah.
Rebirth was a very soft reboot where you had to really be paying attention to even know that it was reboot of the universe.
People started wearing underwear on the outside.
Yeah, that was it.
Took my collar off. Get this priest thing off my neck. Oh my goodness. All right, everybody. What's up next? Oh, hey, everybody. All right. Remember, Vertigo was dismantled because it was too confusing for everybody. All these different imprints.
It was making everyone dizzy.
So Hellblazer, which is more of a Swamp Thing Presents character than a Sandman Presents character, is now under the Sandman Presents Hellblazer banner that used to be part of Vertigo, but is now part of Black Label, right there.
Black Label.
This is a one-shot reintroducing us to Hellblazer. It's written by Simon Spurrier with art by Marcio Takara. And I don't care about letterers. Sorry. If you do a good job, I might pay attention. I like this art. Oh, this looks good. It's a little muddy. Kind of how I expect I want to read a John Constantine.
Yeah.
He looks like an older man. It's hard to keep being like an old punk rocker in today's time. Oh, wait, that's a Scooby-Doo. Or no, it's Svengoolie. Oh, sorry. Nice artwork. And Cy Spurrier is a pretty good writer. He's been doing the Dreaming. He is no longer going to be doing the Dreaming, and G. Willow Wilson's going to pick up for that.
Is that because he's moving to Hellblazer?
Hellblazer, yeah. He can only do like 1 or 2 books, I guess. Anyhow, this is going to be.
So is the Sandman universe?
Forward.
Is the Sandman universe just an ongoing concern forever? It's not like a limited. Somehow I thought it was like what Warren Ellis's Wildstorm or what the Jonathan Hickman's Dawn of X was, where it's like
a reimagining or something.
Where it's Neil Gaiman picking these writers and artists to tell a story in a limited fashion that will then end. But you're saying maybe not, that maybe it's just like they're just going to keep doing Sandman Universe until the market no longer supports Sandman Universe.
I had no expectation that they would.
I kind of thought they were all going to be limited series.
I thought they were going to keep going on.
Wow.
I mean, I assumed. I mean, as of right now, they're all going on. They have no. I mean,
and they're
doing
honestly,
all right.
They're pretty good. Like, I enjoy them, and I don't read every single issue of every single book.
Right.
But I try to keep up, and I always enjoy them. I really enjoyed the Nalo Hopkinson ones, House of Secrets.
House of Whispers.
House of Whispers. Yeah.
I read about 4 issues of that, and I appreciated it because it also blended in with The Dreaming.
Right.
The Dreaming is kind of like the one book. If you're going to read these books, that's the one that you probably have to read the most.
Right.
It deals with the rift and the terror in the universe and Daniel not being present.
Right.
And the caretakers of his estates and stuff like that. So that's probably the most important. I'm not sure how Hellblazer is going to play a role in that. Maybe he will. This is, again, a one-shot, and then we are going to be leading into the regular series, if I'm not mistaken. Or maybe this is the beginning. Whatever. There you go. If you might recall, about a month or 2 ago, I said this is going to be the month that's going to drive me crazy. It's probably part of this month and part of next month. One of it is that in the 5th week of a comic book, periodical coming out, there isn't an issue that comes out. Or let's say like Justice League, where you expect 2 issues to come out. We might have actually had a 3rd one come out, but instead what they'll do is they'll have like an annual come out.
Sure.
So here we have a Wonder Woman annual, number 3. It is written by Steve Orlando, and I do believe Dawn. Steve Orlando and Dawn Marion. I don't think that's what his name is. It would be awesome if it was, though. Anyway, Marion is. I think the art's pretty good. Yeah. Anyway,
I'm sure everyone watching this is old enough to know the
Orlando and Dawn.
Sure.
Yeah. Look, there's a yellow ribbon around that old oak tree. Anyway, a Wonder Woman annual. We're going to get a Nightwing annual. Woo! Dan Jurgens still writing it, and some guy named Moore, I guess, is doing the art. And Tom King's Batman. Like I said, there was going to be 3 issues of Batman, but instead, 2 issues is enough. What we're going to give you is a mini series a one-shot, 800-page giant, and don't forget an annual. There you go,
And a maxi series.
Oh, and a maxi series.
The Grave.
That's right. Which
of
is good.
The Batman's Grave.
Yeah.
The Grave of
Warren
the
Ellis and Brent Hitch. Anyway, great cover. And it's a story about the diary of Alfred. Because if you know, in issue 77, something befell Alfred.
Dear diary.
Yeah. Anyway. Oh, and Marvel.
Master Bruce is a piece of shit.
Marvel also is going to have an annual come out for Savage Avengers. It really makes me wonder how much longer this series can keep going on. But we got Namor, Conan, and Black Widow on the cover. Jerry Duggan's doing the writing. He's the series writer. And Ron Garney is doing the art. And he had a really good run on Savage Sword of Conan. So we know he can do that dude pretty cool. Get out of there. And I'm a fan of Ron Garney. And oh, that's awesome. That dude's all stuck up with the glass. Anyway, if you're a fan of Savage Avengers, I recommend you pick this one up.
I like Ron Garney, and I always wish that he was doing a comic that I wanted to read.
Yeah.
He's one of those dudes.
Have you read any of the Savage Avengers?
Don't think so. Maybe I glanced at the first one. Was that Diodato?
Diodato was doing the artwork, yes.
I usually don't care about his art. I'm just not excited by it.
I hear you.
If he's drawing a thing that I like,
right.
I'm okay with it because I know he's going to get it done.
Yeah, he get it done.
He and his team of... Does he still have a studio of people?
I don't know. I think he has more like...
He has just streamlined it.
Yeah,
right.
exactly.
That's fair. It seems like it.
Oh, man, this needs more shading.
Yeah, definitely.
We're going to talk... The last book is going to be something similar, but we'll talk about that in a sec. Savage Avengers is an okay book. I didn't really want to read Conan in our Marvel universe. It's one thing for a what if story to be, what if Conan was here, or maybe somebody goes back in time. But even some of my favorite books, comic books, were Kulan Goth stories, which there's this X-Men two-parter in the 190s. And Kulan Goth, makes all of New York, basically Renaissance style.
Now, can they reprint those now?
Yeah, they could. I mean, they always could.
Oh, they always could?
Maybe not. Kulan Goth. I don't know.
Was he an original character created for the Marvel Conan?
I don't believe so.
I haven't read enough. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, then probably not.
But yeah, they can use it now, I would assume. They should get those out. Anyhow, they also used, when Kurt Busiek and George Perez relaunched the Avengers on the Heroes Reborn line.
Sure.
That's like when the Avengers came back from Liefeld, I do believe. He had control of that one. And they came back, and Busiek and Perez did an amazing run. And the first 3 issues were like a Kulan Goth situation also. Nice. Where, again, New York's being transported into like medieval times. And, it's sweet. And of course, like Scarlet Witch really shines in a situation like that. Doctor Strange, those kinds of characters.
Oh, Scarlet Witch. We hates her now.
Yeah, we
Precious.
Hate her.
We hates her.
Yeah, she's
the pretender.
She's a traitor.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
The
seriously.
pretender.
Is that what they call
Wanda
her?
Maximoff.
Yeah.
That's what we call her now.
So, a self-contained Conan story with Namor and Black Widow. That sounds great. And along with Harleen, there was another Black Label comic that came out. That was Harleen number 2.
Harleen.
This is Joker Killer Smile number 1.
Joker Killer Smile.
Killer Smile. It's written by Jeff Lemire with art by Andrea Sorrentino.
Oh, you may remember them from such collaborations as Gideon Falls, Green Arrow. Wait, Green Arrow?
Yeah, they did Green Arrow together.
Cool.
Did they
do Old Man Logan? Did Jeff Lemire write that?
They both did that. I don't know if they did it together.
Huh.
It gets confusing with all the different volumes.
Anyway, I was thinking Gideon Falls, but
yeah.
They apparently these two have quite the bromance.
Yeah, well,
which I hate.
Again,
I hate the word bromance. They just have a romance.
Again, Sorrentino can get it done. Wow, this is
Sorrentino can get it done, but once again, I'm not excited by the results.
I don't know.
I mean,
this is
more colorful than I'm used to seeing Sorrentino. Sorrentino's color palettes are usually really reserved.
This whole thing
is usually like monochromatic.
Wow. This didn't look at all what I thought it was going to look like.
Huh. Once again, we run into the issue of it being about the Joker. But creative teams are something to get excited about. I'm always more interested in a creative team than in a character because
all the time. I mean, there's definitely
there are very few characters. I mean, since I'm no longer a child, there are very few characters that I'm like, I'll read anything that's about blank. I mean, besides Major X, I'll read any comic with Major X in it. But other than that, I follow creative teams.
How could Rob Liefeld have just given that to Marvel? I mean, seriously. What was he thinking? He left Marvel. We know he got swindled out of his young blood.
Right.
And then he's just creating more stuff for Marvel.
This guy is the next Deadpool times Cable plus steroids and crack.
I didn't see any needles anywhere. I mean, seriously, Balco's been gone for a long time.
Maybe not the cream.
Yeah. I think the standouts this week, though, definitely for me, Pink Lemonade, definitely Fantastic Four grand design.
Yeah.
And as far as a shop owner, probably the Jeff Lemire Joker, and of course Excalibur.
Dawn of X.
Dawn of X. Dawn of X, everybody. Jump
We're
on.
still in the dawn.
We are still ordering reprints of House of X and Power of 10. We are going, I upped my orders of the hardcover that's coming out in December. But, we can get you hooked up on those.
They say that the night is always darkest before the dawn of X. And that, I feel like that was talking about Matthew Rosenberg's X-Men run. It was a dark night.
It was a dark night. In addition to all
not
this,
the good kind like Batman.
So in addition to all this, we have a question about Haunting of Hill House. I don't know
Haunting of Hill House.
Have you seen the Haunting of Hill House?
Brian Hill's house?
Oh, I was thinking that was going to be a Joe Hill question.
No,
I don't care. I also forgot to mention that Joe Hill's Basket Full of Heads comes out tomorrow. Also, just in time for a spooky night. Ooh.
Joe Hill,
son of Stephen King.
Yep,
that's it.
Creator of Lock and Key.
Lock and Key. I've sold a ton of Lock and Key. Jill thought it was pretty good.
That was his, he made his name in comics, really. But that was the first time I ever heard of him was Lock and Key, and it was pretty big. And I didn't know he was son of Stephen King.
Yeah.
I didn't know he was, I don't know if he had written any novels at that point. Maybe he had. I just hadn't heard of him because I don't care about horror. I didn't care about Lock and Key either, but it made an impact in the comic sphere to the point where I was aware of it.
Yeah, you can't not know it. Yeah.
Right. Nobody really talks about it anymore, though.
Well, I mean, the one thing about Lock and Key, let me do this. The thing about Lock and Key is that there's been a number of times where they've tried to make it into some sort of television show. And they also, I think they even shot a pilot.
Oh, yeah.
And it was going to be, I think, an A&E program, and then it was going to be Hulu, and then all this other stuff.
Well, I'm sure
maybe they're settling on AMC now.
Sure.
But how could they not do it? I mean, even if
especially
everybody
now
needs
that he
something.
has gotten heat, like now he has a show, right? There's that
Is there a
Nosferatu.
Oh, is that him? I don't know.
Yeah, that's
Was
him.
it a Shudder thing?
That's him. It was a novel first, and
okay.
I don't know who did is doing the show.
It's
Again,
freeform,
it's
everybody.
horror. I do not like it.
Yeah, I do not like it, Sam. I am.
We just had our Halloween like movie viewing thing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like scary movies.
What is it about scary movies that you don't like?
I mean, everything. I don't know. Mostly they're stupid, but when they are scary and creepy, I don't like to be scared. It's weird because to me, being scared is like an evolutionary response that is negative, and I don't pursue it in my media consumption. I'm not out there like chasing down a freak out because I'm not fucked in the head.
Wow.
Like you people.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I mean, it's just like
I like stuff that's happy.
Happy.
Yeah.
Happy. What about adventure and action? I mean, that's the same kind of thing. Just
Action. Yeah, I love it.
You like those?
Well, I mean, maybe sometimes. I don't know.
Right.
Not necessarily. I just don't like to be creeped out. I
There's
don't
gotta
like to
some
be
horror that you're
startled.
Okay, with what about like?
Yes, there is definitely some horror that I'm okay
What
with.
about like Cape Fear and stuff like that?
I
Are you
like
cool with that?
the Bob Mitchum Cape Fear for sure. I like let's see. There's not much, but I like Halloween, like the first Halloween.
Yeah.
I like the first Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Oh yeah.
Like I think when they're low budget and not too on screen bloody and not too many jump scares, like I don't know.
Do you like The Exorcist?
I actually have never seen the Exorcist movies, any of them. Yeah.
I don't know. I think The Exorcist is a pretty good movie. I like Exorcist 3 actually quite a bit.
Oh yeah.
Great acting in it.
Okay.
Yeah, excellent. I enjoy that one a lot.
Is that guy Coach in it?
No, it's I can't remember who the actors are.
He's in
right
the
now.
first
It's older
two,
actors.
Right?
Who Coach? Wait, which
Coach?
Coach?
Yeah. Craig T. Nelson.
He's in Poltergeist.
Oh, is that not what we're talking about?
No, we're talking about The Exorcist.
Oh,
The Exorcist,
gotcha. Exorcist. Sure.
Is that what it is? Peter Blatty or something? What about Jaws? That's kind of like a horror movie.
Some say.
What about Alien? That's definitely a horror movie.
Alien is definitely a horror movie.
I love that one.
I don't love it. I think it is. I like it, but I don't love it.
I see.
Yeah, we just watched Hereditary. That was way too creepy for me. I did not like it. It was just so creepy. I didn't care for it. And then Us, which I also thought was too creepy and scary, and I didn't like it. But then it got really weird, and I couldn't really follow it, which I think was good. And then I was like, I got creeped out to the point where I was like, I'm going to fall asleep now. Yeah, it did. It was great.
Do you consider Terminator a horror movie?
No.
Not the first one?
Not any of them. Well, I'm kind of horrified by the fact that they keep making them.
It has horror elements, though, I feel. Definitely the chasing.
Oh, yeah. It has horror elements, for sure.
Mean, it's definitely action.
Yeah.
It's got a very low, kind of like low rent style also to it.
Yeah.
It feels like a Carpenter movie.
love, yes. Oh, that's the other thing. I like The Thing. Yeah. I like The Thing a lot.
What about Escape from New York? What is that?
I don't know. I like it, though.
It's a great movie is what it is.
I don't know if I would call it horror.
Yeah.
But I like it.
Well, I feel so bad for
Escape
that.
Escape from LA.
That's a comedy.
Don't love that way.
That's a comedy, I think.
I mean, unfortunately, it is.
It's yeah.
Oh, They Live. That's not really horror. It's kind of horror.
Yeah,
It's got horror aspects to it, but
that's
it's
a
awesome.
more philosophical.
Yeah,
movie.
exactly. Well, that's the kind of horror that
social.
I'm more interested in. That kind of horror, the psychological horror, rather than like body horror or.
Yeah, there's been times, but
I mean, The Thing.
The Thing. Yeah. Well, woof.
Like, I like Uzumaki. That's a really good movie. Very creepy.
Wait, is that based off the manga?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
I only know the manga. But
Also super creepy.
No.
But I also don't really do horror comics for the most part.
Yeah.
Although I do like Uzumaki. That's like, but some of that dude's comics are too weird and gross for me. Like too creepy. Some stuff is just too creepy. It is what it is.
Yeah, I don't know. I think for me, growing up in slasher films, Freddy and Friday the 13th. And
Yeah, I never
stuff,
like when I was a kid.
Those are more like comedy again.
They were coming out when I was like literally a kid, the first ones, and so I was not allowed to watch them.
Right.
But at the same time, for whatever reason, I never had the desire to. Like some stuff that, you're not allowed to watch it, so obviously you want to watch it. But like I didn't ever care about watching horror movies. Like I was not allowed to watch Predator, but I immediately watched Predator at the first available opportunity.
Right.
And loved it. And it's got some horror elements to it.
Sure.
It's a monster movie.
We have a request to find out your opinion on taxidermia then.
Never heard of it.
Well, there you go.
Taxidermia.
Yeah. If you do
it doesn't sound like it would be up my alley though.
It better not have anything to do with poor little pets.
Oh my god.
I know. All right. Well, sorry about the screw up with the music again. I think I just got to X the box. Or for some reason it just starts playing on its own. I don't know why or how that could possibly happen and why it does when it does.
Yeah, that is. And how
wasn't the whole show?
Did you stop it?
I did, yeah.
No, but I mean, how did you stop it?
Through.
Oh.
I figured there's no more to it.
Right.
And then,
but it was only the beginning of the whole thing. So you must have stopped it. If it played,
did stop it in the middle, yeah.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
How'd you stop it?
By hitting the X button.
Oh, right. So what you're saying is next time, just as soon as it's done playing.
If I am not too lazy, I'll edit this and I'll make it so it's seamless. But then we'll lose all this chat in one that's set.
Wait. What you're saying is, and do you get a lot of post live viewers?
Well,
what's your? Yeah, I would imagine.
Because we got all right. So hey, everybody, since we're all just talking here, if you are watching this, hit the like button down below. I think that's supposed to mean something, and if we're ever going to,
it means something to me.
Well, it means something to me. Tell me that you like it and that you stuck.
Tell me that you love me, Daddy.
Yeah, I don't know about that. You can come in and say hi.
Tell me that you love me, Daddy.
Oh yeah, let me do all these banners as we go out. This is pretty good. I like it when A-Tian's not here. He's not.
Did we get Cody in this thing?
I didn't see him today.
That's because I didn't talk about dicks.
I did.
Oh yeah, you did.
I mean, I tried.
Damn.
But whatever. What was that in again? That was in
the Hulk.
The Hulk.
Hulk 25.
Hulk 25. Lots of weird future penis people.
Now, is that book still like a hot commodity? Like, how for a while that book was like, I don't know, being speculated upon or whatever. For whatever reason, it was hot.
I think it's still heavily speculated on, but some of the heat has gone away.
Yeah.
I think an uncertainty about where the book is going forward, having not read all the issues leading up till today.
Yeah.
I can't really even make a guess. Just stuff I've heard people talking about on the internet, different people like store owners and stuff like that, or people that work for stores, and and just the speculator people on the internet also. And yeah, it hasn't really made any top 10s lately, but all you need is some sort of weird like TV speculation or something like that.
But that's a book that I was never clear why the speculators were so hot on it.
People were really liking it. And so
just because it was popular and like maybe under ordered? It was under ordered, yes, in as much as it didn't meet the need, or the need grew faster. Right. So people were addressing the secondary market, and therefore speculators were like, "Oh, this is a book that people are seeking out."
Right. Exactly.
Okay.
So
that makes sense.
There's always somebody out there that maybe just wants the alternative covers, and they'll buy a bunch of things.
Sure.
Or there's people that even to this day, they buy 2, 3, or maybe 5 of a comic book. I know it doesn't happen as much anymore.
What was your maximum? How many covers of Spawn 300 did you get?
Us here in the store?
Yeah.
I don't know. There was something like 7 or 8. There's probably more.
Did you have anyone buy all of them?
No, but I definitely had people buy more than one. Maybe the ones they liked, and then
because that was the best-selling comic book of the month.
Yeah, it was. It's amazing.
But it had 12 covers. Also.
Yeah, it did. A ton of covers makes a difference, and you know what else makes a difference? A Loot Crate.
Really?
It did. Star Wars, I guess, got 1 million sales.
Oh,
and because of they counted a lot.
Star Wars #1,
yeah,
Jason Aaron, back in the day.
And not only was it
I'm now calling that back in the day, by the way,
because Star Wars was just coming out in movie form and all that other stuff.
And Marvel just got it back, so
they got John Cassidy on art. Jason Aaron was the hottest writer that Marvel had going at the time. And they made sure to put that in Loot Crate. And Loot Crate was hot at the time also.
Also, yeah. Not so much R.I.P. these days.
But
that body is cold.
Exactly. But there's still even those speculator YouTube sites and whatnot, they all have like little box packages and stuff like that happens on Patreons and things like that also. This box thing it's just like everybody else was like, oh, I can put a bunch of crap together.
It was huge. It was like really big.
Loot Crate.
But it's still a thing. It just has kind of like found its plateau where it's like, I know people who subscribe to the ones for like dog treats and dog toys, where you get a different kind of toys and treats every month. Or whatever. I know people who subscribe to like the snack ones. I don't know anybody who does Loot Crate. Loot Crate doesn't exist anymore, that kind of. There were a lot of those kinds of like nerd stuff.
I want to get the
sci-fi books.
There's a whiskey box.
Sure.
Yeah, that sounds good.
But there's always been like wine of the month.
I guess that's true. Yeah, my mom and dad always got the Harry and David Fruit of the Month Club.
Oh.
Yeah. Kiwi month was great.
I always aspired to Fruit of the Month, but always great, a bridesmaid, never a bride.
Yeah.
My roommate James, you remember, our one-time associate. He used to be a member of a couple of sweet wine clubs.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he was a wine snob. That was the best. Living with a wine snob is amazing. You become a sort of half-assed wine snob of your own.
You learn what's good.
You learn that there's a reason that some wine is more expensive than others.
What's the reason?
It tastes better.
Oh, okay. Well,
yeah.
Excellent. Anyway, hey everybody, we have been on.
It's Bob and David.
I'm going to be using this someday.
Hey, everybody.
Let me put this down. Good night, all. Yeah, there we go. All right. We are an hour and a half in, or almost right now. Thank you, everybody, for showing up. I hope you enjoyed some of what you experienced. We'll do it all again next week, next Tuesday. I'll let you, and we'll talk a little bit more about the store next week. But there's a lot of, I was pretty impressed, actually. Oh, actually, before we leave, we always do this. What is your favorite comic book? One comic book. I need a single comic book. What is your favorite comic book that is coming out right now?
My favorite comic book that is coming out right now.
Everybody that's listening, put it in chat. Maybe put it down in the comments afterwards. What is the one favorite comic book? If you have to separate it, do a mainstream and not mainstream.
Well, I would have said Thor, because Jason Aaron's Thor has been ongoing for years, and it's been consistently at the top of my list, of my most enjoyed comics throughout his entire run, which I've been reading since the very beginning.
Since God Butcher.
But my X-Men X-Mania.
Is X-Mania. Oh my gosh.
I don't know, dude.
You might want
I
to
don't
see
know.
a doctor about that.
The only prescription is more X-Men. And luckily, it's coming out every week.
There's a different title every week, everybody.
This is the dawn of X.
But X-Men is
X-Men. Yeah. X-Men. I guess it's got to be X-Men, but it would have been, Hoxpox up until... Yeah. X-Men's only had one issue, but whatever.
Right.
I'm all in. And that's the thing that I'm most excited about week to week. And I've been really, the last 2 weeks, there hasn't been Hickman written X product. And yet I have found both of those books intriguing enough to want to keep reading them, where I'm like, I'm interested in the stories that these X books are telling. So yeah, X-Men.
Awesome. X-Men it is. It's funny, I wrote this, but I don't even really know what my number one book is. It would have been Green Lantern, maybe, but it's kind of like on a hiatus, even though there's going to be a Black Stars miniseries. Black Star. Yeah,
that's coming when?
I think next month, which is almost here.
Yeah.
Copra, the new issue of that just started, or the new series of that.
Right.
I want to just put that in the top of my list.
Oh yeah, when number 2 should be coming out?
Should be soon. Also, yeah. Fifth weeks really screw things up.
Yeah.
Or it allows you to,
put out a bunch of annuals.
Yeah, exactly. Put out a bunch of annuals, exactly. But I'll probably have to go along with you. X-Men. And Hickman is what my favorite book is. My favorite comic is Jonathan Hickman.
When he was doing Avengers, when he was doing Fantastic Four, yeah,
those were great. Good times.
He just makes me excited to read comics.
Yeah, and reread. Max was in earlier today, and he was saying that he spent this weekend not reading new books,
but reading Hawks and Pox.
Hawks and Pox, exactly.
Yes.
And
yeah,
he's like, you just get, again, just like we say, you get so much out of it the more you read it, and there's so many little things to pay attention to, and it's a white page, but it's a white page with some things on it. Even if it's just, hey, it's Hickman's name over everybody else, the Lord and Master Jonathan Hickman.
Yeah, and that whole series, the 2 series that were one, that it was, and this is thematically appropriate, I guess, but it was just like seeds. It was just planting a million Krakoan seeds
And now everybody has different questions.
Ooh.
You know, I pay attention to one thing, other people pay attention to another thing.
Ooh.
You get like really specific about others, and it's just there's little hints in all these other things. Hickman, what did you say? He tweeted out that Teeny Howard's what did he say?
He said Teeny Howard's data pages in Excalibur
these.
#1.
Yeah, these pages right here. So she's doing it too.
I'm more proud of them than anything my own children have done this year, was what he said.
His children must really be, disappointments.
They're pretty young, to be fair. They're not writing data pages.
Anyhow.
Also, is he Canadian? I don't think he is, but he talks about soccer so much that I have a hard time trusting him.
Yeah. Well, he's not like Tom King, hard to trust.
No. Narratively, I trust him 100%. It's his overwhelming soccer fandom that I just don't understand from an American.
Yeah.
Adult.
So, also, this is good. Amazing Spider-Man Full Circle. It's written by a whole bunch of people, including Jonathan Hickman. And Jeff read Immortal Hulk #25. It's a good standalone issue.
It's wild stuff. It's pretty
wild
trippy
stuff. It's got penis future alien men.
They appear to be genderless.
Oh, people. Sorry.
Yeah.
I meant like an amorphous man. Other than the penis-looking things that they got going on there.
Right.
Long necks is really what it is. Maybe they're more like spoons.
Spoon Man.
Spoon people. Good night,
It's true.
everybody.
Good night.